It's okay, but it's not telling me whether it's doing cloud recording or चल हाँ cloud में जाए. Okay, so I think finally we can start today's. Right. So last lecture, what we have discussed started with center of mass. Yes, people. Last lecture.
Vertical circular.
Ajay, we were discussing about vertical circular motion. Okay. So we've completed now that root 5 GR condition. I'll send you the notes in some time. What all we discussed in vertical circular motion, can you just go through your notes and tell me from the end?
So we did one question.
Have we discussed the condition for completion of vertical circular motion?
No, sir.
Okay.
Yes.
Particle attached to a thread, that thing we have discussed?
No, sir.
Okay, okay. So we have basically just started with vertical circular motion.
Yes, sir. So he gave only one question.
Okay. Fine. So let's continue ahead with vertical circular motion today. So today we will look at a special case of vertical circular motion when you have a particle attached to a light massless thread and it is suspended from some point like this. This is a light thread of length N. This is a particle of mass M. Vertical circular motion. And this thread is suspended at this point O, let's say. So you give it a push over here, has some tension, then the particle can either sway like a pendulum or it can complete the vertical circular motion. So let's understand what happens if we give it a velocity v naught at the bottom by giving it a push like this. So the moment we give it a velocity v naught, by virtue of inertia, the particle wants to continue in straight line. Okay. But then there is the thing, right? There is the force of tension that provides force. It adjusts itself in such a way that not only balancing the weight, but it's also providing the centripetal acceleration required, okay, for the particle to do a circular motion about the point. Okay. So immediately when you give the velocity v naught, this tension changes from the initial value it was before mg. So before you given the velocity, tension would have been mg, but now the tension changes to such a thing that it has to go in circular path. So how much will the tension become? If the mass of the particle is m, okay, then how much will the tension become over here? The moment you have given this initial velocity v naught, which is perpendicular to this, tension is down there. It will be such that the net force towards the center could be centripetal force. Centripetal. So centripetal force यहाँ पे कितना होगा? mv naught square divided by the radius, which is the length of the thread. So the moment you give the velocity v naught, the tension will change to how much? E naught minus mg is equal to mv naught square, right? So that it has the centripetal axis. Right, net force towards the center. And because of that, the particle, instead of going straight or remaining at rest, what happens? It goes into circular. Okay. Now the next thing you see is by the time the particle comes to some position P, right, it has made an angular displacement of theta from it. यहाँ पे how much will be the tension and how much will be the speed of the particle? How much will be the acceleration? Okay. So suppose given the values of, we know the mass of the particle, the length of the thread, and we know the initial speed. Then how will we find the tension, the speed, and the acceleration's magnitude of the particle at some theta, at an angular displacement equal to theta? Okay, so this is the thing that we're going to do next. So now tell me how we have to calculate this. We can do that will give us the height at a star. trigonometry use करेंगे तो. So from that we can apply work energy because tension is not doing any work. So mgh is the gain in potential energy. So it should be the loss in kinetic energy. So that's why your V is less than V0. तो कितने से कम होगा? That such that half mv square is less than half mv naught square. By how much? By mgh, and by trigonometry you can find how much that height is. So from that, given you know V naught, you can find V as a function of theta. Suppose I ask you that, okay, I have given a speed of 2 meters per second. At theta equal to 30 degrees, how much the speed is equal to? Provided you know the length, you can calculate the V. And once you calculate the V, then you can calculate the tension. Because the tension is self-adjusting. So कैसे adjust करता है? Adjust in such a way that it maintains centripetal acceleration of V square by L, so that the particle keeps turning. Mg is a constant force, you cannot change that. But tension is the force in the spring which keeps adjusting itself according to the velocity. So according to the instantaneous velocity is magnitude. Okay, both the direction and magnitude of tension is changing. Okay, so we'll do that next. So make the so first write your work energy relation between here and here, so that in fact you will find V first as a function of theta in terms of V naught L and all that. And then you make your free body diagram, resolve forces and all that, so that you can show that net force towards the center should be equal to mass into centripetal acceleration, and net tangential force should be what? Mass into tangential acceleration. So एक equation से tension आ जाएगा, दूसरे equation से tangential acceleration आ जाएगा. So from that we can find the magnitude of acceleration. Okay, so start working on this, all of you. Hope everybody has understood this, right? Anybody has a doubt, please let me know. We'll discuss. So we take a numerical example also, but first let's write this parametrically. So in terms of V naught and L, and of course acceleration due to gravity is also coming. Okay, we go to value of G also. This is in a vertical plane. V is acting like this. Okay, so let's see how we will work that out. Particle started here. Now by the time it's come to this position, by traveling through a circular path like this. So उसका vertical displacement कितना हो गया? The vertical displacement is this value is h. So you can see that in this using trigonometry, this side from here to here is L cos theta. So this height is how much? It is L minus L cos theta. You can write it like this. So once we got this, now we know that if the speed of the particle by the time it's reached here becomes v, the direction will be perpendicular to the velocity. So we have the change in kinetic energy plus the change in gravitational potential energy because work done by tension. Why? Because tension is acting perpendicular to the velocity. Just like an example where you get normal reaction was perpendicular. So given that now, so what will happen over here is that half mv square minus half m v naught square. This is the change in kinetic energy and plus mv. This is the change in gravitational potential. So it's equal to 0. So when we cancel off half m and solve this equation this way, writing v as the unknown quantity. So we get v naught v square is equal to v naught square minus mvh. And then we substitute this value of h. We're getting as a function of theta. So we are getting v square is equal to v naught square minus 2gl into 1 minus 4. So we are getting v as a function of theta by taking square root. And in that v naught and L are known functions. So basically it's a function. So we can also express this way now. Right? So this is our v as. So that was the first. If we wanted to find v as a function.
Sir, why
Yes.
will the work done by tension be zero here?
Yeah, because see, what is happening? The tension is always acting in such a way at every point. Tension is acting such that it is perpendicular to velocity. Okay, so that is something important to understand.
Okay, sir. Understood.
Okay. Tension is always at any point is perpendicular to the instantaneous velocity. So in fact, tension as a force is perpendicular. So therefore, tension's dot product with velocity is 0 at any point. Okay. So that means T dot ds will be 0 at any for any small displacement, because a small displacement is the instantaneous velocity into time. Okay, or from this you can understand power is 0. No? If any force is not delivering any power, rate of work is 0. That means that every point of time it's not the rate of work is 0. So that means the overall difference. Okay. So this is our first result. We have got B as a function of theta, right? So everybody is clear up to this point. Okay. Now next, what we wanted to do, we wanted to find out tension, right? So tension के लिए क्या करेंगे? We'll make a free body diagram at this stage. Okay. So what are the forces which are acting on the body? Apart from tension, there is mg, which is acting vertically downwards. Okay. So mg's direction is such that it's making theta with the radial length. So it's making 90 minus theta with the tangential length. So next, what we'll do is we'll look at this FBD in more detail. So when we resolve the forces here, which is the force we should resolve? We should resolve mg, because tension is already in the central line. So on resolving mg, what are the components of mg we get? We get this component of mg is how much? Mg cos theta. You see from that end. Okay, and this component of mg will be mg sin theta. Right. Or ये उसका circular path. This is the tangential direction of the circular path. So it's going like this. So it has a centripetal acceleration in this direction. In this direction. This is your centripetal. And it has a tangential acceleration which now will be opposite to your velocity. That means it's decelerating. Okay. So for this, what equation we get? We get the equations that this part I'm just looking at. So for this free body diagram now, what we'll get that was tension. So T minus mg cos theta, that is the net centripetal force. So that should be equal to mv square by n. So there you know V as a function of theta. So here tension is becoming how much? It is becoming at any point, it is the sum of mg cos theta plus mv square by n, where V is equal to this. So as the particle is going round in the circular motion, as it's going up, what is happening from one point to another? The tension is continuously decreasing. because the speed is also decreasing and cos theta is also contributing. Here, as theta becomes more larger and larger going towards 90 degrees, this term cos theta is going from 1 to 0. So your first term will decrease. And because you see that work done when gravity is negative or gravitational potential energy, so V is also decreasing. So what is happening? Your tension is reducing as you're going further. But after it crosses the 180 threshold, again it will start. Okay. But for that, it has to have enough kinetic energy and enough reach to reach that. Okay. So now it can always happen that we are given in a push such that V naught is not too large. So what does that mean? V is becoming 0 something before it reaches 90. So even if V becomes 0 at that point, what about tension? It will not. It will be long because there's an mg cos theta. So if the particle happens to stop somewhere before it reaches 90, the string will still be tight. So it will come back from this and behave like a pendulum. Exactly. So is this point clear to all? Okay. So now you substitute the value in terms of V naught. So you're getting tension as a function of theta. It gives a bit of a complicated expression. So as you can see, when you open up that bracket, you will have V square V naught square minus 2gn into 1 minus cos theta. So from here, the cos theta term will come with plus 2. So cos theta minus cos. And there's already a cos theta term here. Okay, so we will get 3 cos theta minus 2 plus and V naught square. Just substitute the value of V square from whole square this thing. You'll understand how we get it. M by L into its square. So we have a MV naught square by L minus 2 MGL plus 2 MGL cos theta. And already one more MG cos theta. Okay, so it's becoming 3 cos theta minus 2 this term with MG. And this term MV naught square by L. Okay, so this is seen as a function of theta. But actually, what is more useful for us in the analysis is this. So it's showing you that how the tension is decreasing as theta is increasing. Because MG cos theta term is also decreasing. And B is also decreasing. So unless we give it enough speed, that it has enough kinetic energy to sustain the motion, it can always happen that it will come to rest before reaching 90 degrees. And if that happens, from that point it will come back like a symmetrical motion, go to the same theta on the other side, then come back. So it will perpetually oscillate. Of course, in real life that doesn't happen. The non-conservative forces which are present, that will make the amplitude decrease with time. Okay. But for example, if we were to do an experiment like this inside a nearly vacuumized chamber, gas का pressure को बहुत reduce कर दिया, and even we are taking care that at the pivot point of the string friction is minimal. Maybe we put a ball bearing or something like that. So then we can, even though it will not be perfectly oscillating, but you will see that it will oscillate for so many rounds. That much more. Yeah. So if you, for example, do a experiment where you're measuring various things for the first 10 rounds or something, and it's going to oscillate for 1,000 cycles. So for the first time it's going to behave more or less like a perfect oscillator. So that is okay. So always remember in vertical circular motion, we have to use a combination of the free body diagram and work energy. Whether it is vertical circular motion of a particle falling on a spherical surface like we had seen last time, तो उसमें normal reaction क्या होता है? V के perpendicular होता है. So normal reaction doesn't do work. So then you have only mg, which is conservative force. So mechanical energy is conserved, no friction. Okay. Or you have a situation like this where a particle is attached to a thread or a rod or something like that. Basically pendulum kind of thing, but you can give it enough velocity that instead of a pendulum it completes vertical. But in either case, क्या हो रहा है? Tension will always act perpendicular to velocity. So there it is normal reaction, here it is tension. So both these self-adjusting forces, they adjust according to the circular motion such that their direction is always perpendicular. So work done by them is zero. So in both cases, mechanical energy is constant, as long as there is no friction involved. Okay, so one equation we always have to generate from work energy, and one equation we have to generate from dynamics. Okay, so that is the trick to solving any vertical circular motion problem. Okay, of course, this case we are discussing the thread attached with the particle is a very standard case. So what we will do is we will develop some standard formula for this, like condition that how much V naught we have to give so that it behaves like a pendulum. How much V naught we have to give so that it completes vertical circle. Then another interesting thing we'll see is that how we can give a certain amount of V naught. So what will happen is it crosses the 90-degree position here, but somewhere here the string becomes slack. So the particle falls into a vertical and into a projectile motion. Okay, you'll notice that you can never, you will understand intuitively कि string कभी 0 से 90 के बीच stack नहीं होगा. The particle can stop, but then it will return back without the string becoming stack. Okay, that is because of this equation. See, right? In this equation, even if d is becoming 0 at some point of time, you have mg cos theta terms. But we'll see that once it crosses the 90-degree threshold, we rewrite this equation and we'll see the relationship is a bit different. So it is possible that the particle reaches somewhere and at that point the string becomes slack because it does not have enough speed. So if that happens, that the string becomes slack, there is no tension. So it is, it won't exactly fall vertically, but it will fall in a small projectile because of gravity. So then it cannot sustain the vertical support. Whereas if you give it a comparatively large amount of speed, then it will reach the 180-degree position with the string tight. And once it reaches the 180-degree position, it's just going to do a mirror image of that, and it will perpetually complete inward. So we will develop the formula for the condition, how much speed I have to give so that it behaves like a pendulum, how much speed I have to give so that it slackens somewhere between 90 and 1. And then how much speed I have to give so that it can complete the work. Can it start after the 180? No, because see again, any point over here and here, they are symmetric. So ये पहले हो गया होगा. But if you are getting a condition, suppose we are writing a condition for the string to stack and somewhere here. That condition will have been satisfied here also. So the thing is, you can never get one it पहुंच ही नहीं पाएगा. Getting my point? If I am getting some condition that suppose that theta is equal to 220 degrees or 210 degrees or whatever, I am getting the condition for the string to slacken. So that means it never would have reached 180 because that same thing would have happened before 180 of capacity. And that we understand very easily when we look at the equation. So anyway, let's look at an example problem now. So suppose I have a thread whose length is 10 meters, pretty long and 50 feet above 3 stories high. And a particle which is of mass, let us say 2 kilograms, is like a wrecking ball attached to a light wire. इसको मैंने V0 दिया है, suppose taking G as 10 meters per second. I have given this an initial speed of, let's say, also 10 meters per second. Okay. So we want to find the speed of the particle and tension. In fact, we start the tension just when it starts. Right? Yes, at V equal to V0. We speed like it just about to start. How much is the tension? Any value is given V0. Then second thing is we want to find V and tension at theta equal to 50 degrees. And then we have to answer this question that does the particle stop somewhere before theta is equal to 90 degrees, before the string reaches the horizontal position, does the particle stop somewhere? And if so, then find the maximum angular displacement and the minimum tension. Because you can understand that as your theta is increasing, the tension is decreasing. So logically, your minimum tension will occur at the maximum time.
Sir,
Yes.
sir, in the previous question where you wrote mg3 cos theta minus 2 plus mv v0 square by L, that was only valid for the tension when the theta was being ranged from 0 to 90, right?
Yes,
उसके
that
बाद
equation is
से
going, yes, because उसके बाद क्या हो जाएगा ना, उसमें theta obtuse हो जाएगा. So actually क्या है ना, that equation will still be valid, but उसमें क्या होगा, cos theta का value negative हो जाएगा. You understanding ना? Like if you
Yes.
substitute cos theta equal to 120, that equation is still fine. But then your cos 120 will be a negative quantity.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
I'll explain. So we'll look at the situation where theta is crossing 90 degrees. Redraw the free body diagram. The difference is like वहाँ पे क्या था, tension was equal to mg cos theta minus mv square by r, no? Sorry, plus mv square by r. Tension was equal to mg square by l plus mg cos theta, no?
Yes, sir.
Whereas when you cross the 90-degree position, then your mg actually has a centripetal component, not an outward component, but inward component. So that's why the equation changes.
Okay, sir.
So tension will in fact become mv square by l minus mg cos theta. Or you can still write it as plus mg cos theta, but remember theta is obtuse, so cos theta will be a negative quantity. So I'll explain the point. Okay, when we come to it, I'll explain. It depends on whether you write theta as the angle with the vertical or you write it as the proper angular displacement. If you write it as the proper angular displacement, then your equation is still valid. But in that equation, cos theta will be a negative quantity. Okay, so how much are we getting the tension at the initial point here? Run the calculation. These are the forces at the initial point. Okay, yes. So we have tension minus mg is equal to mass into centripetal component, okay, of acceleration. And यहाँ पे क्या होगा, tangential component of acceleration will be missing. So you can see there is no. So just at that moment there is no tangential acceleration. Later, of course, there is tangential acceleration. Okay. So this equation will tell me that tension is equal to, or P naught at this point is equal to mg plus mv naught square by L. When you do the calculation, how much is coming out to? V naught square by L is also coming out to be 10, no? 100 divided by 10. So G is also 10, so it's coming out double. So it will come out to be, weight is how much? 20. So it will come out to be 40. 40 Newton meter. Weight is 20. So you get m into 10 plus m into 10. So that just happens to be because I've taken V naught as this. But more importantly, you can see the tension is immediately more than the whatever speed I gave it. In this case, it's double because I've given the speed like that. अगर उसके जगह 20 दिया होता तो then it would have become 4 times. Sorry, 5 times because V naught square by L would have become 40. So it depends on how much speed I have, but it has to be greater. Okay. Now let's see that from here, when I reach some. So my first part is I want to find at 30 degrees. So I take theta as 30 degrees. When it reaches this 30-degree position, then at this point of time, let's say this speed becomes V, and the forces acting on the particle are tension and mg. And this angle is. So the particle now has this centripetal acceleration, and this time it also has a tangential acceleration. This was now let's make it this. So at theta equal to 30 degrees. First of all, we will use work energy. So we have B square equal to V naught square minus G is coming from work energy. And we have, so B square here will become 100 minus 2 into 10 into. Now what will be my missing? H over here, let's calculate that. L1 minus cos theta. Root 3 becomes back. Cos 30. And root 3. So H is side here. Then into 1 minus That's 5 into 2 minus 2. So that's approximately 5 into 2 minus 1.7. Let's take a first place decimal. So 0.3 into 5. So it's 1.5 meters approximately. So you can leave it in terms of root 3. So my B is coming out to be root 70 approximately. So that is the B at this point. Marginally greater than U. So you can see the speed has decreased from 10 to something a little bit greater. Okay, so equation 1 कहाँ से है? State और it's come from application of that work energy, but you can just remember the equation like this. Writing the whole equation that half mv square minus half cos square plus that only gives you. Okay, now to find the tension, let's make a free body diagram at that point. Okay, it was tension and the components of weight. Okay. Now this particle has centripetal axis and tangential axis. Yes, it's instantaneous velocity in this direction. So you can see the tangential axis, even though I'm not asked in the question, but it's a decent. So anyway, resolving the forces now, we have P minus mg cos theta is equal to mv square by. So P is becoming mg cos theta. Now you calculate this. So this is 2 into 10 into root 3 by 2 plus 2 into 70 divided by 10 approximately. Or rather, this is 10 root 3, so that's about 17. 17 plus 14. So the tension is becoming approximately 20, sorry, 21. Yeah. Approximately 31. So you can see tension भी उतना ज़्यादा कम नहीं हुआ है. Marginally decreased from 40. I mean, it's still about slightly like something like 25% increase tension. But it's not, like the string is nowhere becoming slack or something. And that the tension is quite high. It's still more than the weight, for example. The weight is 20 units. अभी तक weight से ज़्यादा है. But you will see that scenario changes by the time you reach the maximum theta. So now come to the third part. And what is the maximum angle? You'll be able to show from work energy that it doesn't reach 90 degrees. You'll be able to show it. Because to reach 90 degrees, how much height it is to climb? 10. Okay. So its potential energy has to increase by how much? Mg into L. So that is how much? 20 into 10, 200 units. Whereas you see the initial kinetic energy is this. You don't have 200 joules of kinetic energy. So we know from by just looking at half mv naught square, how much that is? Half into 2 into 10 square, so 100 joules. Whereas we can see that to climb a height of 10 meters, we need 200 joules of potential. So that straightaway is telling us that our initial kinetic energy is actually half of the potential energy to climb a height 10. So it's not going to reach 90. So with that information beforehand, we know that our theta max is an active angle. So how to find that theta max? So what is the condition for reaching the maximum displacement? That the speed should become instantaneous speed. Then it will return. So inform it and see what is the theta max. So say 45 degree can be assumed 100. नहीं देखो because trigonometric equations are not linear. Fine. Cos 45 or sin 45 is not 1 by 2, it's 1 by 2. But you are close to understanding it. Instead of seeing that theta is reached half, you see how your potential energy is increasing. It's increasing as a 1 minus cos theta function. So 1 minus cos theta should become half. मतलब अगर आपका L पे potential energy 200 joules है, तो 100 कहाँ पे होगा? अगर 1 minus cos theta is half of 1. So it's just about writing one step. To write that word equation, in this equation you put h as L1 minus cos theta. You put the condition that V means. So basically this initial kinetic energy half and V naught square is mgh. Okay. So from that you know how much h is. And put that h over here. That h is L into 1 minus cos theta. That's it. 62. So 1 minus cos theta is to become half. Cos theta is half. Cos inverse of half square. That's also easy. Just in the equity equation, you put the condition that V is become. So one more thing we calculate over here before we come to the second part. We also calculate the magnitude of acceleration. Let's say we calculate the tangential acceleration and the centripetal acceleration separately. So यहाँ पे centripetal acceleration कितना होगा? Your centripetal acceleration is v square by L. We just saw that is 7 meters per second square. And what about your tangential acceleration? So your tangential acceleration is, see, so this is your one equation. This is your one equation for the centripetal. But what is your other equation? That tangentially क्या होगा? There's only one force, mg sin theta. So that is equal to mass into capacity. Okay. And your tangential acceleration here is actually a minus dv. It's a rate of descent. The speed is going down. Remember, tangential acceleration is dv by dt in general, but here it's a negative quantity towards the direction of it. So our tangential acceleration is g sin theta. Yeah. So that will be how much? That will be 5. But notice that this tangential acceleration is not descent. If we write it in terms of dv by dt, our rate of change of speed at this moment is minus 5. Whereas here, when it started out, the tangential acceleration was. So as it is becoming more and more inclined, that mg sin theta component is more and more rapidly losing. It's not losing speed in a uniform manner. So not only it's a non-uniform circular motion, but it's a non-uniform circular motion with non-uniform deceleration. So that's why we cannot. Exactly. Yes. Okay, so let's come to the next part then. So that 60 degrees in your formula. Let's verify that. And what about the tension at that point? Yeah, it will half the rate. So now from this, I want to find out the condition for the particle to stop. So V is become 0. This is our designs. This tension that I get will be in fact a minimum. Now H is equal to geometrically L1 minus cos. So V is equal to 0, H is equal to from that you can see that the maximum angular displacement is 60 degrees, 5 by 3. And from that you can see that tension is minimum at theta equal to theta when B is so that minimum tension is such that this should be equal to B. So minimum tension so you can see that it's non-linear with respect to theta because everything, let's see how the speed has changed from 0 to 30. It changed from 10 to about a little more than 8, root 70. और फिर यहाँ से यहाँ 50 से 60 में came all the way to 0. So it's a much more rapid change. So you can see that if you think in terms of degrees, per degree, the rate of losing speed is not uniform. As you are going further up, it's decreasing at a faster rate. Okay? And also about the tension, you can see that the tension decreased from 40 newtons to about 30 newtons when it became to 30. But then 30 to all the way to 10. So all these things are gone. Okay, so now based on this, so people, this is all clear to everybody. Just checking the messages also. Yeah, so it's clear. No? Okay, so now see, based on this one, like we saw that if we have to, for example, the thread length was 10 meters, then how much speed we needed to give for it to reach 60 degrees? We needed to give it a speed of 10 meters. But now if I ask myself that in a more general case, that if I wanted to reach 90 degrees, what is the minimum speed I have? So now I ask myself to reach the 90 degree position. So for the maximum angular displacement to be 90 degrees, how much will be the V naught? So you see that the condition is that V naught should be root 2G. Can you put this? It is very easy. If it just about reaches 90, it should stop at that position. So this initial kinetic energy should be this much potential energy. Okay, so the condition is basically for 90 degrees, H should become L. Now H is equal to L. That means half mv naught square should be equal to mg L. So V naught. Okay, so now, yes, so now we are getting a formula from this that if our initial speed is less than root 2G L, then theta max will be less than 90 degrees. So it has the action like a pendulum. The system is like a pendulum. And the minimum tension is equal to mg cos theta max, which is by the way greater than 0. And this will occur at theta equal to theta max, where the speed comes. Whereas on the other hand, if we give a speed of exactly root 2g, then it's a very interesting thing. Our maximum theta becomes 90 degrees. Okay. And notice one thing, when you make the free body diagram at this, if I give a V naught equal to root 2g, suppose I take that special condition that my V naught is root 2g, then what will happen is when it comes here, its speed is just about this. So when its speed is 0 at the charge, it will just about reach with even tension becoming 0 momentarily. Because see the FPD this thing slackens for a moment, it has a tendency to fall because of energy. But again, this thing picks up. Okay, so momentarily, so that is theta max will be 90 degrees, and momentarily, just for an instant, this will happen under 180 pressure. Yes, at theta, वो थोड़ा सा different condition. I'll show you that also. Yeah, but tension becoming 0, that is going to happen. So momentarily at theta equal to 90, the tension will be only for a moment. Okay. Then of course it returns back. Okay. No, H is equal to, because if 90-degree position, what is the height? Height or the vertical height it is slightly below. Instead of L into 1 minus cos theta, or theta is 90, so that cos theta term is 0. So the condition for it to reach 90 is that it should have climbed for vertical height equal to the length of it. So for that, how much kinetic energy we need? For it to just reach there, the kinetic energy should be equal to just this much potential. So the condition will be, so that means if it is less than this, it will not reach. That means this is the condition for it to behave like a pendulum. This is the condition for it to behave like a pendulum. Okay. Whereas this is like a limiting situation, exactly root 2 GLD. So it's like a pendulum only, but the difference is pendulum is thing is always like you have momentarily at that instant it can become huge. It's like that 90-degree position. But then of course it becomes.
Sir, if it even goes full 360 turn, then also it will be a pendulum only, na?
Technically, then we don't call it a pendulum better. We call it a vertical circle. मतलब pendulum का क्या condition है ना?
अच्छा.
Pendulum, if you remember by definition, is a to and fro motion. You know, it has to go from mean to positive amplitude, then back to mean to then negative amplitude and back. ठीक है ना? Whereas
Yes, sir.
visualize something completing 360 degrees in a vertical circular motion. It's a periodic motion because every time it completes the circle, it takes the same amount of time. But we can't exactly call it a to and fro oscillation.
Okay, sir. So
The term pendulum
theta
is
should be less than 90.
yes. मतलब basically pendulum is a situation of oscillation. In fact, when we see the chapter of oscillations later, you'll see that pendulum is a case of what we call angular oscillation. That means something is doing angular motion in oscillatory thing. The to and fro motion, but in an angular sense or in a rotational sense. Whereas, for example, you can have a spring mass system that does to and fro motion in a linear sense. So that's called a linear oscillator. This pendulum kind of thing is called an angular oscillator. You can understood now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, so now we come to the very interesting case that what happens if our V naught is greater than root 2 GL. So obviously from here you can see that the moment I give it an initial speed of more than root 2 GL, it's going to cross the 90-degree position. But just because it crosses 90 degrees, it's not doesn't mean that it will complete vertically. Now there are two possibilities that can happen. Either we have given it somewhat less speed, even though more than root 2 GL, but not enough for it to reach the top. So here, if it is not reaching the top, the condition is not that speed becomes zero. The condition is that the string slackens, yes, tension becomes zero. Whereas if we give it sufficient amount of speed, and we will see that that sufficient number is actually root 5 GL, interestingly. So if we give it root 5 GL or more than that, then the string always remains tight and it completes vertical check. But if we give it more than root 2 GL, but at the same time less than root 5, then somewhere in between 90 and 180, the thread will slacken and from there it will fall in a projectile. It will not exactly fall vertically because the particle doesn't stop there, but it will fall in a projectile. Next page. So now we have a condition for V greater than or V not greater than the particle crosses theta equal to 90 degrees. Now let us look at some at theta greater than 90 degrees. Let's look at the P model. So that the angular displacement is. But what we do now for convenience, we will express the angle as this angle is theta. So our angular displacement theta is actually 180 minus because it's somewhat awkward to work with the where cos theta is negative. Now looking at the speed, can you tell me how much b is in terms of b naught and beta? The length of the thread is L. So what we write as a work energy? Let's work that out first. The formula B from work energy. That A naught square or it will be the same or will it change? It will change. If you write in terms of beta, it will change. Because now see what is happening. It is climbing a height of more than L. This is how much in this time. This is L cos. So H is becoming here. L plus L cos theta. Then we can incidentally also write it as L minus L cos theta. But remember here cos theta will be minus cos theta. That's why it's easier to just work with. It's okay. So now our P will become square root of V naught square minus GH or we write it in terms of beta, there's a plus sign. That's something okay. And the other thing is our free body diagram. So that also becomes very crucial because you see that here this relation. Earlier we had at this sort of position, we had mg's component was radially outwards. Here mg's component is radially inwards. So it's tending to destabilize the string. And that was not the case. It was tending to keep the string tight in the cos theta. But here it's tending to destabilize the string.
The tension and energy both are acting on it. Almost.
Yes. In fact, that component of mg is acting along with it. So this is equal to mg square. So this creates all the problems. And mg sin theta is still tangential acceleration. That is. So speed continues to decrease. But this equation is showing us now the important thing that tension. So it's not theta, this is beta. We can still write it as minus mg cos theta, but then cos theta is negative of b. This is the important. Tension has become mv square by L minus mg cos theta. So now this equation shows you that you are in danger of this happening, that even when the speed is non-zero, the string has time. Whereas earlier that thing was not there, it was the other way around. V would become zero if necessary, but your tension would be non-zero. So that is why we have the condition for the string slack. So again, if you analyze these two equations, you'll see that as you're going up, your V is decreasing. And as you're going up, your tension is also decreasing. Because your mg cos beta term is increasing. And on the other hand, your V square term is decreasing. So it's a decreasing quantity minus an increasing quantity. So overall, your tension is going on decreasing further from 90 onwards. Okay. So then what is the critical point for tension? The furthest, that is where the tension will be minimum if you are completing vertical circular motion. So for the condition to complete vertical circular motion, I want that T should not be zero ever. So which is the critical point at the highest point? So I should check the condition that T is non-zero at which point, where beta is zero or theta is 180. Theta is 180 or beta is zero. Okay, so that will give me like a limiting condition. वहाँ पे tension अगर मेरा greater than zero है, then I've guaranteed that from 0 to 180 everywhere it's because 0 to 90 tension is decreasing, and now we can see 90 to 180 also tension is decreasing. So minimum tension if it's completing is at the highest point. So therefore, if I can find the condition that how much speed I should give so that the tension at the highest point is there, then that guarantees that there will be tension throughout. Okay. So if you noted this down, then try that out. Now, how will we find the condition that how much V naught I should? Achha, by the way, this is from root 5 at this stage. This is root 2. I've just given it enough speed to cross line. Okay, of course, if I give it root 5 also, it will come to this point, but then the whole thing is changed because then it was flat. You can undo. Which one is undo this one?
No.
Sir,
Yes.
sir, can you explain again how did you got T plus mg cos beta equals to mv square by L?
T plus mg. So that is coming from the free body diagram. The mg को resolve करो. So what are the components of mg? mg cos theta is along T only. So this is our tension towards the center. But mg when we resolve it, mg was acting along this vertical direction. So mg has a cos component in this direction
Yes,
and
sir.
sin component in this direction. Because this angle, sorry, it's beta. Yeah. People make this correction. This pointed out to be correct. That this angle is not be theta, it will be beta. So it's yeah. So these are mg cos beta and sin beta. Here also it will be. So now you understood that this is your centripetal direction. This is towards the center of the circular motion. So that's how I got this. Is clear, Beta?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. So now if I'm so you got the root 5 real condition. Okay. Let's see how we get that. Now we'll see that condition to complete vertical circular motion. So in this thing earlier, what we are saying is that as theta increases from 90 degrees towards 180 degrees, tension continues to decrease. That's what we learned from the last equation. So now what should happen? Therefore, critical condition is that tension should be greater than or just about equal to 0 which is but at theta equal to 180. So which means that the string is not slackening. Between 90 degrees and it's reaching 180 and tension is just about becoming 0 also it's fine. It's greater than 0, it's even better. But this means that the string is not slackening. Okay, whatever. Okay, so if I want this condition, then क्या हो रहा है यहाँ? I've given it a V naught here. And it's that is at the highest point. This gives us a very critical condition. That is, if a particle is completing this vertical circular motion, then it should reach the highest point with a speed which is greater than equal to root gl. If its speed is just about equal to root gl at that point, the tension is just about equal to 0. If it's greater than root gl, then the tension is greater than 0. So this is the condition on V at the highest point. Now we can use work energy and back calculate what is the condition on V naught. So I've assumed the particle has gone to 180 degrees and reached the highest point. Okay, so I'm assuming that if it's reached the highest point, the string is not slackened. So the tension is greater than equal to 0 at the highest point. So see the free body diagram at the highest point. Tension and mg are both aligned. They're both acting downwards. So net force is that T plus mg, and that net force is the centripetal axis, the centripetal force, because it's pointing towards the center, right? So T plus mg is equal to mv square by R. So that gives us the condition on V. Because I want T to be greater than equal to 0. So that will give me a condition on V. So if tension is greater than equal to 0, that means the speed at that point should be greater than equal to root G. Okay. Or in other words, you can also understand it this way. Yeah. In this equation, if my V was less than root G, I would have got tension as a negative point. That's not physically possible. Yes. अगर यहाँ पे मुझे tension का condition negative मिला, that means somewhere before that the string is slackened. So if the string is slackened before this, it will never reach that point. From there only it will fall off into it. Understood?
We can make that as 2T.
Which one?
2T equals mv square upon L. And
No, why you want to make the tension equal to
V
mg?
equals
Why should T become mg?
at that point.
Why?
It won't be equal.
It can be just about 0 also. No?
Won't be.
मतलब for that matter, if I give it a very,
If
if I make it a very large speed at the bottom V naught, it can even be 20 times tension. कोई problem नहीं. But critical क्या है that it should not be negative. Yeah, because tension equal to negative does not physically make sense. So if I'm getting tension as negative at that point, it means that it's not reached that point. Before that only the string is. So the condition for it to be there is that the tension at that point should be a non-negative one.
But how will we calculate for it to slacken at one?
Just about equal to 0. So it's equal to root GL. Okay. But then the particle won't fall because it has a horizontal velocity of root GL. Right? So it will cross that 180 degree position and then again the string will tighten. Okay, so it will come back from this side. Okay, so even equal to is
But
okay.
you can slacken at 170.
And in that case, it will not complete vertical circle.
1 degree.
Yeah, but for that matter, even 0.01 degrees. Okay, so now tell me if I want V at the top to be root GL, and how much I want V naught at the bottom. So you will get that condition. Now work energies. Because यहाँ से यहाँ height difference कितना है 2L. So there you go. So V naught square minus 2GH is equal to V square. ना? और H के जगह 2L substitute कर. So you get 5.
Sir,
Yes.
sir, what will happen when V is equal to root G?
That's what I'm saying. When V is equal to root G, na beta, just momentarily at the top, the tension is 0. Okay. But the speed is there, na? So the particle will continue here, and the moment it crosses that 180, again the tension will become non-zero. So the string will pick up tension. So it will complete vertical circular motion. But while it's going through vertical circular motion, your tension is reducing from a non-zero quantity just about to 0 at this point, and then again continuing building on.
Okay, sir.
So even equal to root GL is good enough for completion of vertical circular motion. The problem is if it is less than root GL, because if it is less than root GL, I'm getting the condition that tension here is negative, which means it never reaches this point. It means the string slackens somewhere before it reaches that point. Okay, is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so now see from here we have the relation that V square is equal to V naught square minus 2GH. Now H is equal to 2L or theta equal to 180. So we have V square is equal to V naught square minus 4G. So now this condition will tell you that if V is greater than equal to, that means V naught square minus 4GL is greater than equal to GL. So V naught is greater than equal to GL. This will be the other limit. So whenever we are given a problem where we are given the numerical value of V naught at the bottom, we have to always compare it with root 2GL and root time. If it is less than root 2GL, it's pendulum circle. If it is between root 2 and root 5, that means it will at some condition the string will slack. And only if it is greater than equal to root 5 GL, it will complete the work. It makes it easier to concentrate, more interactive. Also, online now over time it becomes fatigue. Like you can, like if you're doing 1 or 2 classes a week, it's fine. But every day you're doing 2, 3 classes. After a while, like becomes. Whenever you have the opportunity, you come to the offline. Can't attend one of the most is fine. But whatever number you can attend. So now we can see that P naught is greater than equal to root 5 G. It completes vertical settlement. But if P naught is in that in between category, that is greater than root 2 G, but less than root 5 G. Then that. And then slackens. And some theta where less than 180 but greater than 90. It never slackens before. Whereas if P naught is greater than equal to root 2G, it behaves like a pendulum. Even equal to, you can say pendulum of 90 degrees. So these are the different cases. Okay, understand.
What if it's given that it is root 6 GL? Now, and after that, you find out how many circulations will it make.
No, see, no non-conservative force. No. So no dissipation of energy. So it's completing one vertical circular motion. It will keep going. Every time. So
But what if it tells you in real life? In real life.
Then the calculation is bit complex because it depends on what type of non-conservative force. So typically, क्या होता है ना, air drag forces. When we come to the chapter of viscosity, they are different than friction. The air drag force actually depends on the velocity. So at every instant, you have a different amount of force because the speed is different. So then it's a very complex differential equation you are solving. So it goes a little bit beyond our level of learning over here. But yes, in that case, like there will be like, or suppose we do an experiment and we see that every time it loses a certain percentage of kinetic, then we can say how many oscillations it does, or how many rounds it does. So now let's look at an example. That same length of string we had taken last time.
Sir.
Yes.
The pendulum is when V naught is less than 2GL, root 2G.
Yes, sir.
Sorry, less than equal to. Yeah, that's pointing that out. Here this should be less than, just about equal to will also do. Okay. So we can actually write it differently. V naught is equal to root 2 GL is a special case where it's like maximum theta reaches 90 degrees. And E is equal to 0 and T is 0 simultaneously at 90 degrees. So that's also almost like a pendulum, but with an amplitude of 90 degrees. Right. So that was correct. That so less than. Please make this correction. When you are revising, you can grab on these things.
Sir,
Yeah, tell me that.
sir, V naught equal to root 5GL and V equal to root GL is the same condition.
Yeah. See, if your V naught is root 5 GL, then at the top your speed is how much root GL. If your V naught is greater than root 5 GL, then at the top your speed is greater than root GL.
Okay, sir. Yes, sir.
But see, when you're remembering the different cases, like when you're just like keeping these values in mind, it's always easier that you keep it in mind in terms of the speed at the bottom. Okay, now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now let's look at a numerical value. So our V naught given at the bottom has a magnitude this time of, let's say, 20 meters. So first of all, you find out that each of the cases occurs. Is it going to behave like a pendulum? Is the string going to slacken or is it going to complete vertical cycle? Take G as 10. Take the mass of the particle as change into PV what we done. Now second, and the first work out this part will be away. So what is happening here? Is it going to behave like a pendulum? Is it going to slacken somewhere, or is it going to complete vertical sector? हाँ.
90 वाला
Yes. Because यहाँ पे √5GL कितना है?
√2 GL
हाँ, but हाँ √2GL भी देख लो पहले. तो √2GL is how much? Square root of 200. So that's 10√2. And the speed here is how much? The speed here is 20. So that is square root of 400. So it's greater than square root of 200. So V0 you can see is greater than √2GL. Next value you need to check is √5GL. So how much is √5GL? Root of 500. And how much is the V0? It's root of 400. So it's less than √5. So you can see here that to understand this question, you need to check two values. Check what is your √2GL. That is 10√2. That's approximately 14 meters per second. Okay. And you need to check √5GL, which is 10√5. That's how much √5 is about 2.2 or 2.3. 2.3. For 22. You can see that it's falling right in. You can see that this V0
mass doesn't play any role.
mass does not really. But for example, if I ask you that how much impulse have to be for 20 meters per second. So impulse is change in momentum. So for 20 meters per second, I need to apply an impulse of 40 meters per second, 40 kilogram meter per second. So that's why mass failure. So a heavier particle, to give it that 20 meters per second, I have to apply more impulse. Okay, but in terms of the kinematics, it looks funny. So now we know that from this, we can check the spring will slacken. So now the next thing we want to do is we want to find the angle at which the string slackens. And we want to find the speed when the string slackens, then the tension to zero होगा at that point. Speed is zero. The speed नहीं zero. That's the thing, now, because when you see that equation for tension, it is like some mv square by L minus some component of it. Okay, so V is not zero. So that's an interesting. So from there it goes into projectile. It doesn't fall vertically. So we'll solve a little bit about that projectile. So second part of this question now, let's calculate. So now that we've understood that this thing is slackening, let's find the at which the thread slack.
cos theta will be inverse of 4/3.
4/3 का inverse कर लो, so then theta is not real. Just check your calculation. So I'm giving it a V naught of how much is it? 20 meters. Its length is 10 meters. Now, what is my condition for the string to slacken? Condition for it is that tension is 0. So, this I'm theta. यहाँ पे अगर टेंशन 0 हो जाए, that means condition for tension to become 0 is that mg cos theta is equal to mv square by H. That's our first thing. And work energy wise, what is that thing? This is the height to which the particle is scanning. So this is my second. So from my first equation, the condition I'm getting is that g square is equal to gl cos theta. So that here is 100 cos theta. And from this, the condition that I'm getting is that g square is equal to 20 square minus 200 into 1 plus cos theta. These two equations will solve, and we get beta, and once we got beta, we'll get beta. 180 minus.
1 plus cos theta.
गड़बड़ किया ना? You
That's right.
100 cos beta is equal to 400 minus 200 into 1 plus cos. Cos beta is equal to 4 minus 2 into 1 plus cos. From that, the set 2 will come, so 3 cos beta is equal to 4 minus 2 or 2. So beta is cos inverse 2/3. So when you calculate, I think will come out to be something like cos inverse 2/3 is cos inverse 0.67. I think that is about 40. Because 45 is cos inverse 0.7. अच्छा नहीं, तो 45 से कम होगा, so it will be about 45 से ज्यादा होगा ना, so it will be about 48 degrees, 0.67. Yeah, it's 47.9. You see, cos 53 is 0.6, and cos 45 is 1 by root 2 about 0.7. So it's something between 45 and 53. 48 degrees. So what is my theta at that position? So my theta is actually so it is about 132. And now back to this, what is the speed at the point where it loses tension? V is square root of 100 cos beta, and cos beta is how much 2/3. Maybe it is equal. By transferring this term, cos beta को एक side में ले लो. So we have minus 2 cos beta on that side, cos beta on That is a drawing tablet. So when I use the laptop PC, so I'm doing the whiteboard writing on that. नहीं weekdays में भी रहेगा. Like last 2 or 3 weeks I've been taking I think on Thursdays online. And those days normally 3 or 4 students used to come. Today I don't.
Morning
Maybe
and
Sunday.
Saturday. Actually has the least number.
Right.
Actually,
Actually,
this is the bad.
in Thane also we are having about 15 students.
So basically there are about 30, 40.
This thing, no, that
40 a batch.
North Point, no?
Not point.
Yeah, today I have a lecture in North Point also.
Target is 40 a batch.
हाँ.
Kandivali also is like Kandivali. हमारा actually जो team group पे divided है ना, Indians purpose
Right.
and is non-integrated.
Non-Indian.
So there are like 4 batches. So it's like a
Studying. But anyway, now we'll gradually streamline all this and
the purpose also is a bit behind.
quite a bit.
They have their empty coming.
Okay, so now what is the speed at the point where this is happening? Let's see, we get that from this equation. So, at theta equal to 180 minus theta, so about 132 degrees. D is equal to root GL cos theta. If that was the condition, equation 1. That is root of 100 into 2 by 3. Theta was cos inverse. So 10 root 2 by 3. This is the speed at which the particle goes up. So now very interestingly what happens? नहीं ठीक है तो वो 1.4 divided by 1.6. So it's like slightly less than 10. Like that. Do an exact calculation. मतलब I can then I'll have to save these and it's about 0.8, 8.2. Just a second. Okay. So now see what happens after the string slides. So after the string slides, what is the motion here? It's a projectile. Because only gravity can. So at this point, but in terms of force only gravity, because tension gone. Okay, so it has this speed v, which is approximately 8.2 meters per second. And you see that this angle will also be because this angle. So from here it goes into a projectile. But while it's in projectile, while the string is moving, it has a projectile. Where the initial speed of projection is that, and the angle of projection to the horizontal is. So for example, you want to find this maximum height, you want to find how much time it takes to reach some other position. You have to use the projectile. You can understand this. Okay, so people just make a note of this. We will do one more problem, but I will first have to now save this.
Sir,
Yes.
after projectile motion, then the point where it like goes down, does it follow pendulum?
Then see
again?
what something very interesting happens because as वो नीचे जाता है ना, at some point of time the string will pick up tension again. You know, and when that happens, actually what happens is there's a jerk in the string. There's a jerk in the string. So we will study in a chapter called system of particles later that whenever a string or something like that jerks, na, it is equivalent to a inelastic impact. So there is some dissipation of energy. So the particle loses kinetic energy. So next, when the string picks up tension and it goes into oscillation, again further the kinetic energy is less. So I mean, overall the motion will eventually be fade down.
Okay, sir.
So at this stage, let's say we're not really looking into that. Which will. It's the wait. Okay, wait. Tiny product. Move that part. How often we can do it? I am 3 hours here. Huh? I'll be here 3 hours after. I think you have another lecture. I have it at 2. So then if I go back home and I come back, you will see. No, you want to delete it. No, because I've seen it. Because the thing is that when you delete it, only this screen will watch on the screen. Oh, no, that particular screen. Yes, only that particular screen. Yes. That is being proposed. You wanted to know what it is. But not really, not quite. Yeah, but we can do. Okay, so we will do one more problem. So now we have this equation. We're giving it a V naught. Then let's take a different cell. It's 5 meters. And the mass of the particle is 1 kg. Now I want to give it a sufficient V naught that it completes vertical circular motion. Not only that, that when it reaches the highest point, point B, it started from point A. Find V naught such that the particle completes vertical circular motion. And at the highest point, at the point B, highest point, the tension is 5 meters. That is basically half the weight. So they're taking the mass in 1 kg. So how much speed I should give at the bottom so that it's always remaining tight, it's never slackening, and such that even at the highest point when the tension is minimum, it's half the weight. Yeah, it's 5 meters. Okay. So this is like you have to do a back calculation. Using the value of tension at the top, you'll find the speed of the particle. Yeah, and using that, then you will find like. So you'll find the speed at the top, and then using work energy, you will find what speed you projected from at the bottom. So see now a dynamical condition is given. The tension का value दिया हुआ है. So what will help us? The FBD. The first thing is FBD.
Tension management formula.
So see at the highest point, make the FBD and relate the tension with centripetal acceleration. So you'll find V. Because apart the tension is given, so you can find V. Once you found V at the highest point, then to find V naught, you have to relate work energy. Looking at okay. So basically, what you will get at the top that mg plus tension is mv square by L. Mg plus T is mv square by right? Okay. And our tension is mg by 2. So mv square by L is how much? 3 by 2 mg. So V is root 3 by 2 GL at the top. So root 3 by 2 GL is 10 root 3 by 2. You're getting that?
We are getting 5 root.
Yeah. Yeah, L is 5. Right. So you will get 5 root 75. At this point, my P was like an equation. Becoming that P plus mg is equal to mg square. So E is equal to square root of L. And that is since P is given to us. Tension कितना दिया था 5 न्यूटन. This is our speed at the top. Or I can also do it parallel. This tension is not, so I can say that mg plus P is equal to mg square by L. Mg square by L is mg plus mg by 2, substituting this value. P by 2 mg.
Formula B equal to root of B square plus 2K and others. So is it Q plus B square plus 2K or B square minus? Not equal.
So then go back to the fundamental equation. Delta K plus delta U is equal. Change in kinetic energy plus change in potential is zero. So going from here to here, what is happened to your kinetic energy? It's half mv square final minus half mv v naught square initial. And what is happening to your potential energy? V plus minus v. From that you get it. Now work energy wise, what is happening? E naught over here. And then by the time it's now we know that B is 5 meters per second. We know L is 5 meters. Or we also know this kinetic speed that B was 3 by 2. So work energy wise, we are already having it. But
I
importantly, you can see it's greater than 230. That's why I'm getting tension at the top. So this is actually square root of 5.5 G. And it is an expected thing because I'm getting that there was non-zero tension at the top. So it had to be greater than 5. What is that? Not. It has to be greater than 300 because tension at the top one is greater than. This totally makes sense. And numerically, this is about 5. Now, if I ask you what is the maximum tension during this vertical circular movement? Minimum तो ऊपर था. Because how much after it? Maximum कहाँ पे होगा? Lowest point. How much that is?
mg.
No, better. Remember that in a vertical circular motion, at the lowest point, tension is always greater than weight. No? It is mg plus mv square by r.
Yes, sir.
So यहाँ पे that v naught what is root 5.5. So at the lowest point, it will be mg plus mg square by r. So it will become actually 5.5 plus 1, that is 6.5. So 6.5 times. So it's starting from 6.5 times the weight and it's reducing all the way up to half the weight at the top. Then again it increases to 6.5 and again it increases to neglecting it. It's like a PV equal to NRT kind. PV equal to NRT. No gas actually satisfies that capacity. You know how chemistry teacher says, I'm creating myself. I'm in PV equal to NRT. Okay, so because this is clear, so now you can see that whatever tension is there at this point, this is the maximum tension, and whatever tension is there at this point, this is the minimum tension. This is the minimum tension, this is the minimum speed, and here this and this are maximum. That's another thing to remember about verticals. One more thing, for example, you could have been asked here is that while it was going to the 90-degree fluid, what is the speed at that? Okay, this speed and what is this tension? So same chीज बस यहाँ पे. Now you just apply work energy here. P square will become G naught square minus 2GL this time because from here to here the height is 10. You can see here it will become 5.5 minus 2. So that will become 3.5. As easy as that. And यहाँ से another है, so another 2GL gone, so it will become 1.5. So it was 3 by 2 and again that's 3.5 and also at this point, what about the tension? The tension is purely centrifugal. And mg is tangential. So P at this point is equal to mv square by L. It's becoming 3.5 times the weight. So we saw that this tension was 6.5 times. mv naught square by L plus mg. It was something of 6.5 times. So the tension is going from 6.5 mg to 3.5 mg to 0.5 mg to again 3.5 again 6. So again, assuming no air drag, that's how the progression. Okay. So this is the complete breakdown of vertical circular motion for this situation, where a particle is attached to its head. Okay. And this is kind of related to that other example we are taking, where the particle was falling from the top of a smooth surface. So normal reaction was doing this into less tension. Okay. But it was acting readily outwards. Your tension acts readily outwards. Okay, so this completes vertical circular motion. We'll see some more numerical examples and types, but basically you have to apply these concepts only. And more than that, like you have to practice how to apply two things: dynamics, that is free body diagram at any point, and from the initial point to that point, how to use work energy. Because always you will get vertical circular motion in a situation where there is no non-conservation. So you will be able to conserve the mechanism. So these are the two things that you require to solve. That is why these type of questions are not there in your circular motion chapter of HC1. They are there in the work energy chapter. In the work energy exercise, you will see that the last 20 odd problems are vertical circular motion problems. You can target that for this week, complete all that. Okay, next week, one of the sessions will keep some time aside for doubts. But otherwise, we'll start with the next chapter, which is going to be system of particles. center of mass.
We decided part.
Yes.
So,
Yes. So that also we learn after we do correlation. Okay. So people, that's it for today's session. Actually, I would have liked to continue for some more time, but I have another session coming up and I have to go to Koperkhenna for that. Anyway, so next time we'll extend the session a little bit. All right. So have a nice day, everyone. Wish you all the best.
Thank
Thank
you,
you,
sir.
sir.
Bye,
Okay, sir.
sir.
Bye.
Bye. People.
Yes, sir. Bye, sir.